What's up, legends? You're watching Shadow Nerds.
Today, we're not on the ladder. We're on Google Slides, helping you climb
without losing your mind. I'm Austin.
And I'm Dominic.
And today, we're doing our top 10 Golden Below cards from Infinity Evolved. Last week, we did our top 10 legendary cards, and this week, we want to show you the more budget options.
Yeah, and I think these more budget options, a lot of them are actually better than the not budget options. So, a lot of really good cards are in this set, and we can't wait to show you guys. Coming in 10 at number 10, we have Intent Dragon Princess. Fanfare, if there's Super Evolved ally follower in the field, draw 2 cards. So the reason why this card's at number 10 is because it's a more later curve card that does something. However, it adds a big consistency to Dragon. It's just a good 2-2 that replaces, again, more cards in Dragon that were like useless or worse 2-2s. Just adds a very good consistency layer, and that's one of the issues Dragoncraft is missing last set, in my opinion.
Extra card draw is always good. This is prorated because it's attached to a body. You can like randomly decide to evolve this if you really need to like push to remove something. In Infinity Evolved, they're like leaning into this archetype of things that reward you for having a super evolved card on the field. And I think that all of them are pretty good because like I said in our last video, most decks in the game want to super evolve stuff all the time.
Yeah. I'm really liking this like idea of like what you said is like adding these layers of the cards are super evolved or evolved, and I'm really hoping to add more in the future sets.
It's fun, it's deep, yeah.
It's fun.
Coming in at number 9, we have Twinblade Goblin. This is a neutral craft 1-drop 1/1 that also has that super evolved allied follower tribal text on it that says when it comes in, if you have a super evolved follower on your field, you can do 4 damage to an enemy follower on the field. It's like cheap removal. Held behind a restriction.
Yeah, it's cheaper removal held by a restriction. You play it at 1 if you just want to get like a little 1 aggressive going at the start, or you just have like a nice removal spell if you're against a deck that is going really wide by the board, trying to make you not remove things. Like, okay, I'm just gonna poke your little ward body, and then you have to go in your big body. Yeah, it's just a pretty good, solid card. I've seen a couple copies, a couple other decks going around, but
I can see like a version of Forest that plays this.
Yeah, it's a combo. It's actually, yeah, pretty strong.
I can see a version of Abyss that plays this also, perhaps. Like, it seems pretty good, but not, like, broken.
Not broken, but still pretty strong. On to number 8, we have Enchanting Perfumer. When she fanfares, you select an enemy follower in the field, and you deal 3 damage to it, and you gain an Earth Signal. And you evolve her, just do it again. Pretty good solid 4 cost for Earth Runecraft. Has removal in it, you gain Earth Signals, you can do it again, and it's for 4, 3/3. Just, again, replaces some of those worst cards that were in Earth Rune last set, with now her, and just pretty good, decent removal at a pretty cheap cost.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. I think it replaces the Owl one.
Owl what?
But I like, you don't have to spend the evolve to get the effect. It's a really flexible card, and I think that Earthrune likes that kind of card specifically.
100%.
In at number 7, we have Garden's Allure. This is a Forestcraft draw spell. It's a 2-drop draw 1 with fuse for Forestcraft cards, and if you've fused at least 1 card to it, you draw 2 for 2 instead. So it is prorated card draw. And it helps you avoid being capped at 9 cards in hand when you don't want to be.
Yeah, you just keep using cards to it, then eventually draw 2 if your hand's kind of dead. It's, again, like another consistency card that Forest, I think, sort of needed. Again, like Austin said, you get the fuse cards on max hand size, and well, just like be able to draw your cool Roach combos earlier and get everything kind of start going faster, and just like making Forest a little more consistent. And that's what it definitely needed in this next set for sure. And how we do have a card like Garden's Lore to give it these different capabilities.
We have a friend who plays Forest who in our Discord literally said, I wish that Glade was literally any other card. I hate paying 5 just to draw 2, but I do it all the time. It's like, okay, great, they printed this.
Here's another draw 2 for 2, so it's pretty net neutral value. Yeah, I think it's a pretty strong card. She's alluring, she's like...
Yeah, I like the pose. It's
Would
good.
you like to draw 1 or draw 2?
Get rid of a fairy in your hand and draw 2 instead.
She was a fairy. On to number 6, we have Divine Guard. That's right. Big shield guy. Got a big shield. What does the big shield guy do? You select an allied follower on your field of ward. You give it +0/+1, so you made it a little bigger. And then you deal X damage to a random enemy on the follower. X is selected based on the defense. So, we know Havencraft. This is a Havencraft card. My apologies. There have been ward bodies. Yes, I'm on a lot of big ward bodies. If you saw last week's upload, you saw how much big those ward bodies got. Well, now we have a 1-cost kill spell you can combo along with that to randomly kill things on the field. Just super evolve your guys and sleep over the little ones and kill the big things you want to do for max value. It's a pretty good card. 1 cost.
1 cost is really what makes this card insane. Like, it doesn't let you choose what you kill, but it doesn't matter because, like, there's never a turn where you resolve this and don't clear board. In Haven, like, you have this, you have the 6-drop amulet that blows up the whole board, you have Selefa, you have, like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of divine stuff in Haven right now. They're really guarding the metagame, huh?
Yeah, that was good. Thriving at 5, we have Ghastly Soiree. This card is a 2-drop Abyss spell that adds a ghost, a skeleton, and a rotting zombie to your hand. So note that it goes +2 just for existing, but I'm gonna let Dominic talk about it for just a second because he built this deck not long ago.
Yeah, I built this deck this morning. This card's stupid. Here's 3 cards in your hand. Cool. They're all cost literal. Cool. This is number 1 on this list. Sitter does really well with this card, and I'll explain why later there. Rotting Zombie's broken, and we all know Ghosts and Skeletons are just cool little guys who cost are very cheap. I'll wait for later to talk about this one. I think you'll really see how pilled I am. I'm pilled. Coming at number 4, we have Rose, Princess Knight, and just like the last slide, I'm gonna let Austin talk about this one right here.
So, as the resident sword player, I feel like I should just say this card literally like fixes bad hands and makes good hands broken. You can play it for 3 as a 3/2 rush with follower strike. If she attacks something that doesn't have its max health, it just kills it before she takes damage. So she just like nukes something that doesn't have max health. It's crazy.
Yeah, kind of like the card in this last set.
Like Medusa.
Like Medusa.
If it's Medusa, if it had to attack something that wasn't max health.
Yeah.
Insane. And if you play her for 5, she searches your deck for a 2-drop or lower card and sets its cost to 0. You only play 2-drops with her for maximum value, of course. But like this can get the 2-drop that summons a knight and gives all of your officers rush, Luminous Commander. This can get Princess Breakfast Brunch, whatever her name is, which just like goes +1 and has ambush and can randomly pump your board if you super evolve her. Or it can get it's great. This card's so good. I play 3 of it, and I wish I could play 4 of it.
You should play 3 of it. I never realized the art is like you're taking the L, dude. Like you're L'ing on
It's actually really good.
Yeah, it's a good. That's funny art, like the L. Yeah, this card's pretty strong from what Austin's been testing and playing with and talking to me about. Just a really good card that should be, again, 3 of, if not 4 of, if you're cool, break the game like that. But yeah, really strong card, and take the L, man.
Starting off our top 3, we have Neptune, Arbiter of Tides. On Fanfare, you get her Crest, which heals you for 1 every time a Marine follower enters your field. And she summons 2 copies of Majestic Megalorca, which is a 2/2 with Rush. She has built-in Ward, and on Super Evolve, she summons 2 more copies of the Majestic Megalorca.
This card not only does read strong, but also costs 7. And I'm finding, like, again, the 7 cost turn being one of, like, the harder turns to play, like in set 1, and now it's super easy. In Dragoncraft, since you're ramping a lot, you can use that plus play point really early to just go into her just pretty much immediately, and just gain that really strong effect of just healing, what? 4, summoning 4, 2 rush, like, it's Swordcraft and Dragon, and it's just really, really strong. Also has Ward, and just, it's such a good body.
I like the flexibility of it too, because like you always get 2 things when she comes in, but you can choose to spend the Super Evolve to get a full board. But like if you already have something on the board, you don't have to do it right away, and you can save it for later. Like it's a really cool card.
You'd also use the option card that costs 2 to keep looping this crest effect, and just like you have to gain 1 defense every single time, which like it may not sound like a lot, but it digs Dragon just again this little more survivability that it needs, and just like a wider board spread, which I think it also needs. This card really helped Dragon, I think, a lot in this set. On to number 2, we have our 2/2/2 Carnelia, Ember of Darkness. Sadly, it still does two things. It does two things. So 2/2/2/2. Fanfare. Add a gear of Remnants to your hand. Should add 2. Evolve. Select an artifact fall in your hand and give it ward and cannot be destroyed by abilities. 2 things the evolve thing does. Lots of great 2/2/2/2/2 synergy. So this card, its stats on our screen may not look strong. That's because like most of its value is in this evolved effect. If you can use this card early and use your evolve point play point early on it, combined with like an Icarus, you're making this cool torso. Clip it, turbo torso, baby. That just has rush, ward, draws a card when it dies, like
can't be destroyed by
battle abilities. Like that's 4 things, which is divided by 2, which equals 2. Great card.
I think that this card just like opens up crazy game plans for Portal where you're like, I'm gonna make this super artifact in my hand that I never actually play from my hand, and I just keep making copies of, and even if the copy that I make is supposed to die at the end of the turn, it doesn't because Carnelia says it doesn't, and like it just gets really out of control really quick with like the artifact launcher and Alouette and Karula and Ralmia. Like it's just another one of those cards that makes Artifact Portal do Artifact Portal things.
Even better than it already did before. And it's also good because it just replaces like the bad 2 cost that gave a gear to your hand that was a 1/3.
Electro with.
Yeah, just a really good solid stat line for that early game. It just has amazing effects all around.
And in our number 1 spot, we have Excella, Nocturnal General. She fanfares and gains X attack, where X is the number of other allied followers on the field, and then burns yourself for 2, and she has Storm.
I've won games with this deck today on turn 5. Turn 5. Exelia, she exiles, man. Remember number, unironically, 5 and 5 again. So our number 5 slot, we had that option card that adds 3 bodies to your hand. 2 of those bodies, one's a 0 cost and one's a 1 cost. So there's value there. You have the graveyard, there's value there. There's 2 bodies in the field. It's very easy to flood your field with a very efficient cost Abysscraft deck that just goes super wide, super fast, and you just get in.
You swing as hard as possible, as fast as possible, and you say, your deck can't heal enough to stop me. I'm not going to run out of cards in hand because Ghastly Soiree goes +2. It's really frustrating to lose to this deck because you hit the point where you realize you've lost, and then it's like, okay, I might as well not even play cards from my hand.
And some of the games are like no games. Like again, like I've won the games on turn 5, turn 6. I had a game go to like turn 7, turn 8, but like I'm getting in fast in this deck. And like this deck definitely still has the late game survivability with their Hound and Abysscraft, with 3 copies of Odin, because that card's insane, and also a Storm, so it synergizes really well with the aggressive archetype of the deck. I think that games where like I can pop the Cemetery and use Odin the same turn, going for like what, 9 damage. Like it's just a lot.
It's a really flexible aggro deck.
Yeah, and like aggro control, and also heals a lot of bats. You have play 3 copies of the thing that gets all your Bat Storm, and like the Bat Storm spell, like you just turns it's like
Argyle or whatever.
I'm just gonna heal all my bats. The Abyss is now. Thank you so much. Abyss is now in our next video. You'll probably see this be at the top of the tier list. That's our number 1 spot. We really enjoy you guys watching this follow-up video to Infinity Evolved. I really like this subset. I really like all the keywords introduced.
For the number of cards in the set, it really does a good job at shaking the meta up and giving us some new stuff to play with. I really appreciate the thought that they put into making the set. Like even the broken cards feel right at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like
shout out, give more decks, more cards. Cut that, chat. That's over. Leave a like in the video. This is our end card, baby. This is the extra whole end bit. Please, we need it. We have cats to feed. We have no dogs, just cats. If you're a cat person, leave in the comment. Give us a cat picture. More clip farming.